Hello, Monetization Nation. Monica Bijoux is a licensed therapist who is successfully monetizing information products such as books, a membership site, coaching, courses, and events. In today's episode, Monica will share infopreneurship stories and strategies. Tectonic shifts are constantly transforming the earth and business, causing destruction and huge growth opportunities. I'm Nathan William, the host of Monetization Nation, where we learn how to leverage business tectonic shifts to transform monetization. Monica is the founder and CEO of Decide to Move. She's also a licensed psychotherapist and business strategist. She's an international best-selling author of books such as Teach Your Expertise. She speaks at events around the world, literally, and she hosts the Decide to Move podcast. She uses her decades of experience to help high achievers, aspiring entrepreneurs, and veterans to find the jewel inside, to have financial freedom, and live a life of purpose. She's created a personalized systematic strategy using her 12-step model, Decide to Move, which we're going to talk about today, which focuses on transformation, transition, growth, and development to help her clients obtain financial freedom and live a life of purpose. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode today, Monica.
Thank you so much for having me, Nathan. I'm excited.
So can you start off by sharing with us something that you are super passionate about?
Life.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually, just based on my own experiences, I came from a life of filled with abuse, neglect, sexual abuse, homelessness, teen mom, like literally. And so I've had people that know who I am now and like think, what? Like you actually went through all that? And I'm like, yeah, that's what makes me be who I am, is because I know what a rough start looks like. And I spend a lot of time of making sure people understand that your past doesn't have to be your future. It doesn't have to be what defines you. You make that decision yourself. And so that's kind of like a little bit about, more into what Decide to Move stands for. But yeah, that I'm truly passionate about life and helping people grow.
Can you tell us your journey, your story to become an entrepreneur?
Yes. So I never really thought about being an entrepreneur. Like I said, growing up in a life that was filled with abuse, we moved around a lot. I think I probably by the time I was 18 moved like maybe 20 times. I remember being in sixth grade, going to 6 different schools, literally. And so I just knew that I had a passion and a heart to help other people. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know how I want to be, how it was going to come about, what I wanted to be. I just knew maybe I want to be a counselor, maybe I want to be a therapist. And, as I started working, dispatching for 911, working in an emergency department, and just seeing people come in and just have different stories, I knew and then people would just gravitate to me without realizing why. And so I ended up going to school, getting my degree as a therapist, and then eventually in the transition of going into the military, because it was something from a spiritual place that I ended up doing, wasn't trying to. I literally had an argument with the Lord. I got this
Those don't
really
end up
serious.
well for us.
No, it doesn't. That's why I'm in the military, right? So, because I finally said, okay, let me just do what I'm supposed to do. And so in the process of doing that, I end up going to business coaching, finding out about business coaching. And I was like, that's another way to help people, right? From that standpoint. So I went to school, got certified as a master level coach, and I started my own business. And I loved it because I was like, wow, I can actually help people and also work for myself at the same time. Now, mind you, while I was doing that, I was working for inpatient mental health facilities and places like that. And then when I came into the military, I had to put that on hold because you can't go in as an officer right away and still have a business. So I put it on hold. And then as I was working with a lot of military active duty as well as their families, I was finding that I would help them that get to a certain point because my specialty is trauma in the military. So I was helping them. They get to the point where they're like ready to live their life. They're transitioning out of the military, whether it's retirement. I would take off my therapy hat and putting on my business coaching hat. So once I left South Korea and came back to the States, I was like, I'm going to start my coaching business again. And that way I can help people from both ends, from the mental health side of the house, but also the business side of the house. And so that's how I became an entrepreneur all over again. So.
You have written a book. Your best selling of the books you've written is called Teach Your Expertise.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that book and what the key messages are from that?
So it's a collaborative book that has about 20 women that came together. We were all part of a mastermind, and we talked about our experience of creating online programs and how anyone, no matter who you are, we all have experience and we all have expertise in something. And oftentimes we feel like we can't teach anyone anything. So you have a bunch of women. What we did was we were able to tell our story and how the experiences and the things that we had, what kind of course that we created, and then what was the transformation that we provided to those that we served. And so, just to kind of keep it short, it's basically a book that takes people from the beginning of it being a thought to actually creating an actual online course.
What is the greatest home run you've hit in your career?
Having my daughter become an amazing adult. I had her at 17, and watching her be the woman that she is today, that's my biggest success. No matter what I accomplish in my life, I don't care if I'm a billionaire. It's my daughter, like literally watching and seeing going from being a teen mom, stopping generational trauma and creating this amazing human being that is like beautiful inside and out. That is my biggest home run.
Yeah, it's amazing how family helps put everything else in perspective. Everything
Hmm.
else pales in comparison to that.
It does.
What is your best monetization strategy or secret for entrepreneurs?
So my best monetization strategy is well, I actually have several different avenues. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. And I
Okay.
believe in laying a foundation and building on top of it. So, like, I have my podcast course, I have online courses, a membership site. I also um, are now in media. So, I don't do Facebook ads and I don't do Facebook lives. Like a lot of them, you will not find me doing that because that's not my thing, even though I have a podcast. What I do is I'm actually in front of media and newspapers and like, I mean, in magazines and on like, Australian news and places like that. And then just networking, really networking and collaborating is a big, huge thing for me. Making sure that I'm around like minded and like hearted people, and then the money will come. The other thing that's helped me from my little secret is I'm on a lot of summits. Like I get asked to speak on a lot of stages. And because I provide value, people automatically start messaging me and asking me, can they set up a consultation call? And they ultimately end up becoming either a client or signing up for one of my programs. Because I'm not a salesy person. I'm just real and authentic. And I think that really helps people feel comfortable.
Let's talk about some of these revenue streams that you have.
Hmm.
Um, let's first start with your membership site. So I love membership sites because it's a recurring revenue stream, and
Yes.
you can sleep so much better at night as an entrepreneur with that stable, consistent, sustainable income stream.
Hmm.
Can you tell me about your membership community? What is it called? What do you charge for it? What do you provide as a benefit for your members? How do you market it? That kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's the Decide to Move Academy, and basically what I do is it is every month there's a new course that's released, a new product, a new service, new trainings. I have people that actually do training. They actually have access to their own private Facebook group, and it's really just about being a value. I also allow like do one coaching a month with them for my members so that they're actually having that touch point with me as well, because people sign up for your products and service because they like and trust you, not necessarily wanting other people to always
Right.
to train them. So I'm just one that I like some a lot of times over deliver because I know what it's like to have people under deliver,
Yeah.
and so just kind of move them along. So there's different courses that I'll never actually privately make available because I'm a therapist. I'm able to really help people with their mindset. I'm also certified as a hypnotherapist, so there's little like meditations and going from a deeper level than just your, surfacely level stuff. I also do visualization. So I have different modalities that people can go in based on what's comfortable for them. We also do stuff around confidence in different levels, whether it's confidence in speaking, if it's confidence from a social standpoint. So I have like courses that address those issues and concerns as well. So there's a lot of different private touch points that only my members or my private coaching, because even my private coaching clients have access to that as well, the membership portal. All my online courses are taught through my membership academy. However, they only have access to those that they sign up for. But
Right.
so it has actually, a lot of times what they'll do is after their like course ends, they still have access to it lifetime, but then they may say, oh, I think I want to start just from a monthly standpoint, staying in and then just paying a monthly fee and getting some more resources and services. So
So the coaching that you provide for your membership community, is that one-on-one coaching or group coaching?
nope, that's a coach. Like I'll just do a coaching call for the members, like that's in the
Yeah.
membership academy, and it's ask kind of like a ask me anything kind of question.
Yep.
Q&A, and that's what it is. There's no private coaching that's happening in there. The private coaching only comes for those that are actually signed up for one-on-one private
Right.
coaching.
How much do you charge for the members of your community?
So are you talking about for the membership portal?
Yes. Uh-huh.
It's $97, or it can range from 97 to 197, depends on what's the touch point.
Right. Which technology do you use to power it?
LearnDash,
Okay.
and it's
So
hooked up with my website.
so LearnDash provides a good membership portal.
Oh, very well. I mean,
Not just a
it's
course portal, but the full membership site.
yeah, full membership site, and it's so easy to use, and they're constantly updating their what do you call those, their plugins, and their plugins are free. So once they're like good quality, it's easy for me to even update it. I don't even sometimes wait for my VA. I just do it myself because I'm a techie person too. I know it's weird. And so I'll just go in and be like, oh, let me tweak this, or let me go, you know what, I have time, let me go ahead and approve this person in this membership. And it allows you to just click as a click of a button to determine what assets people have, whether it's a course or if it's the membership or what. So it's great. I absolutely love it.
How many members do you have in your community?
I currently have 50 in my community. And I
That's
try to
great.
keep them kind of small so I can give them a lot more support compared
Absolutely.
to me being so big that I'm like, because I still work as well in the service. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to make sure that I'm not overwhelming myself.
Sounds like your business is taking off here. How long are you going to keep working in the military?
Well, you know what? It was so funny. I was actually in the process of transitioning to active guard, and I found out that they don't have an active guard because it would allow me to stay in one place. However, what I do in the military and as a licensed therapist, they only have weekend only, and I was like, nope, I'm not going from full, being active to weekend only, because my weekends I like to have free for me to be able to really focus on my business. And so I have 8 more years left on active status, but honestly, it's when I am given that spiritual release, like time to go, I think that's when it'll be time for me to fully hang up that uniform and that hat and say goodbye. So
Yeah. So talk to me about how you structure your one-on-one coaching. Do they pay hourly? Do they pay for packages? How do you do it?
So I do either 6 months or a year. That's the only two packages that they have the options of, and that the reason why is because we both know for a fact that a person doing one-on-one coaching for a month is not going to get what they need. The leverage is not going to be the same. So by me, if they pick a 6 month, well, either way, whether it's a 6 month or a year long, they get the ability to pay monthly for that, but it's a 6 month or a year long contract. And then the other piece to that is like it also depends on what level that they sign up, how much value that they get. For instance, for when someone signs up for my one-on-one coaching, I also include a one of the courses, like the big high ticket courses in there. So that also gives them ability. So if they want to start their own podcast, they have access to the podcast course. If they want to start their own online program and learn how to do that, they have that course in there as well. I also teach. So for my private clients, I'm teaching them, taking them through all the things that they want to do to build their business. And then I add that extra layer. And then next year, when I do my 2022 live event, I will be actually adding media on there. So I will be starting a media and publication company as well, because I'm finishing my training to start my own media publication so I can help people learn how to pitch. Because some of the pitches that I get for people wanting to be on my podcast is horrible. And it's like, yeah, I want to be on your podcast. I have a book coming out.
Okay, so so you have this membership site that you use to
Mm-hmm.
monetize, and you have your coaching. Um,
Mm-hmm.
is your course sold separately, or is it included in the coaching and the membership site?
Yeah, so the coaching, the online courses depends on which one they're getting. It's always taught from outside of the membership portal, right? And I'll do some group coaching, so it can be so they have a choice of either having it evergreen, like meaning I can do it by myself, or they can actually pay a little bit more and have it where there's group coaching that's included with it. And so, of course, with group coaching, it's a little bit more, and they have assets, lifetime assets to that. And then for those that are actually my private clients, they actually have more, like they have access to everything in the membership, along with picking one of the big high touch online courses as well. So, like I said, I try to take care of my private coaching clients.
So the one big revenue stream you're missing in this infopreneurship model is a software product where you'd have your own SaaS software that helped your clients do the things you were teaching. Have you considered doing a software product?
Eventually, yes, I'm building. I have a bot builder program that I can actually sell, but I'm like I need to perfect it and learn it a lot myself before I actually provide it to my audience. And so my bandwidth is only so big of
Yeah.
learning stuff, because I'm the type of person I like to learn stuff before I actually promote it or sell it to someone else. But I would love to learn more information about that.
We talk a lot on the show about what we call tectonic shifts. You know how in the
Mm-hmm.
world of geology,
Mm-hmm.
you have tectonic plates, and when
Yep.
they move, they can cause big earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, and destruction, or they can cause growth like mountain formation.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing happens in the business world. We're constantly in this state where there's tectonic shifts happening all around us. Think in the past how we've seen, the shift from yellow pages to search engines, or the shift from desktop to mobile. What do you think are some of the biggest tectonic shifts that the business world is going through today?
Gosh, there's so many. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen from, like, we talk about social media has played a big, huge part in businesses and how they do their business. And like now Clubhouse is on the map, right? But Clubhouse literally, so I actually have several rooms that I co-moderate with, and then actually one that I'm starting next week to run by myself. It's called, because I'm a executive contributor for Brains Magazine. And so one of the shifts that I'm even seeing like right now is the way that people are doing business on Clubhouse. You have high end or high influence entrepreneurs that are 7, 8, 9 figure, even some 10-figure entrepreneurs that's on Clubhouse, and they actually provide strategies. And the same thing that I talk about, they provide value. People follow them. They learn different things about them. They're providing free coaching. People are DMing them and connecting with them, signing up for their products and services. Since I've been on Clubhouse, I've literally gotten 6 high-end clients just from me having a room and talking and providing value. And people are, in fact, before this podcast interview, I had somebody message me and ask me if I would be interested in being their coach. And so they signed up for a consultation call for tomorrow. So that's the kind of thing that I'm seeing happen in the business world, that people want to actually know that they can know, like, and trust you, not just through email, but also just hearing you. And that's what's great about Clubhouse, is that people can actually hear what you do and be able to, instead of like a Facebook ad, like I see Facebook ads kind of fading away. Facebook ads is like people give great copy that they pay for someone else to. On Clubhouse, they actually get to hear you talk and hear your value based on the questions that they ask you. So people are already coming in with the mindset that they want to work with you.
Can you tell me an amazing story from your career?
For me, something very simple. Having a client that reached out to me, and they were not very clear about who they serve, what they wanted to do. They had all these big ideas, one of my high achievers. And when I got on the phone with her, by this time, this woman had not slept for over 38 hours because of the fact that she was just in her head and feeling overwhelmed and frustrated that I'm smart. I've owned a business before, not a coaching business, but a business before. And I now know that I'm supposed to be a coach. This is my purpose. I just don't know what to do. And we got on the phone. She actually signed up for one of my 90-minute coaching sessions, and one of the one time only kind of thing. Signed up for a 90-minute coaching session. By the time that we got off the phone, she ended up posting. I couldn't sleep. By the time I got off the phone with Monica, I slept like a baby because of the fact that she literally was very clear of her direction, and she now had a step-by-step strategy to get started. She ended up signing up for my client attraction list builder program and is doing amazing. But it was just something so simple as that, helping someone be able to sleep. And I don't know if you know, but if you can't sleep after a certain amount of time, nothing else is going to work, right? You lose all kind of functioning, your ability to remember stuff. You just end up becoming physically and emotionally sick when we can't sleep. So that was, to me, one of my favorite things that happened when she tagged me on a Facebook post, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Thank you so much, Monica, for sharing your stories and insights with us today. Here are some of my key takeaways from this episode. Number one, in our membership sites, courses, and coaching, we should be providing continual value. We can also over-deliver, as Monica does. Number two, our past doesn't have to define us. We can decide that for ourselves. Number three, we should diversify our monetization strategy and not put all our eggs in one basket. Number four, apps like Clubhouse are causing tectonic shifts in how we do business. People want to hear from us through these kinds of apps. If you enjoyed this interview and want to learn more about Monica or connect with her, you can find her on LinkedIn or visit her website at decidetomove.com. And there's links to both of those sites in the blog post for this episode at monetizationnation.com. Do you want to be a better digital monetizer? Then please follow these channels to receive free digital monetization content. Number one, you can subscribe to the free Monetization e-magazine at monetizationnation.com. Number two, you can subscribe to the Monetization Nation podcast or YouTube channel. Number three, please follow Monetization Nation on Instagram and Twitter. Do you have an information product, such as a membership site or course? If so, what strategies do you use to monetize them? Please join our private Monetization Nation Facebook group and share your insights with other digital monetizers. Thank you for joining me for this episode. I wish you success as you create and monetize information products. Do you want to become a better digital monetizer? To receive great monetization stories and secrets, please go to monetizationnation.com and join free. And if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the show and share it.